In today's video, I am going to talk about how to live an authentic life intentionally. I have 7 ways how to start living your life authentically, but with intention. Through living this intentional life, I can say that I am the happiest I have ever been in my whole life. And there is always learning moments in my life that sometimes are painful. But when I get through it, I can look back and say, man, I've had an amazing story, and I will continue to intentionally build that story that I want, that I authentically want to live. The first step that you must do is list all of the things that you can do to make your friends and your family proud of you. So start with that list. Don't have any judgments about it. Just list them. Whether it makes you feel good or makes you feel bad or makes you feel uncomfortable, it doesn't matter. The second step, list all of the things that society expects you to have for you to look like you've had a successful life. So list all of those and, of course, have no judgments about it. The third step is to list all of the experiences that you want in life. Again, without any judgments, whether you can do it, whether you can't, whether you have the money for it, whether, I have a family. It doesn't matter. Just list all the experiences that you want. The next step is list the feelings, the overall feeling that you want to have on a day-to-day basis. How do you want to feel when you wake up in the morning? List all of those feelings. List the prominent feelings that you want to feel. When you wake up in the morning, when you go to sleep, overall throughout your day. List the feelings that you want to feel on a consistent basis. To the best of your knowledge, the next step is, what is it that needs to happen for you to get these things in your life, to live this type of authentic, intentional life? The next step is to list all of the judgments you might receive from living this authentic life. And for me, when I started listing all of the things I want in my life, the feelings, the overall feelings that I wanted to have in my life, I also listed the things, the type of judgments I will have. For example, what is she doing with her life? She's wasting her life. Why is she not putting her sons in school, or any judgments? I internalized all of the judgments that I knew people would have against me. But really, it's my judgments against myself. And lastly, list the worst case scenarios that could happen if you live this authentic life with intention. For example, when I started living my authentic life, I wanted to be able to pick my sons up from school. And I wanted to be there when they came back from school, ask them, hey, how was your day? And during that time, I wasn't able to do that. I was a single parent, and I found myself leaving before they went to school and coming back after they came back from school, or they were in daycare a lot of times. And that didn't feel good for me. I always felt like, what's the point of having children if you hand them over to someone else? So, my authentic life that I wanted to live, I'm not saying it's right for everyone else. The one that I wanted to live was the one where I was there for my children. I was there for their moments in life that were critical to them. And I wanted to be the one that they told all their successes to. They knew that there was always someone there to be able to listen to them. I formulated my life around that. I wanted to be able to be there for my children. I didn't want my job to take all of the energy and all of the love I had to give and give my children the leftover energy, the leftover tolerance. When I started formulating that authentic life that I wanted to live, I intentionally put it on paper first, and I intentionally looked for evidence that I would be able to get that. I got opportunities to be able to do that, but the opportunities didn't seem like opportunities during that time. I got laid off of my job, and thank God my job paid very well, and I had a lot of savings. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going back to work. I'm going to be there for my children. I am going to experience the life that I want. I'm going to travel, and I'm not going to let them going to school stop me from traveling, from them understanding that there's more to life than what is surrounding them. So we traveled. I homeschooled them. Throughout the journey of me living an authentic life, which meant me being there for my children, me seeing their growth, me understanding that their growth was my growth. There was a lot of things in my son's life that I was experiencing myself, and I understood that those were the things that I had to overcome. And living my authentic life required me to be intentional. It required me to list what society wanted from me. It required me to understand that I will receive judgment. And really, the judgment is against myself, because if I didn't feel that way about how people would perceive me, then that wouldn't be in my mentality. I had to understand the difference between what I wanted and what my parents wanted, what I wanted and what my peers, my circle of friends wanted. I had to understand what society said was good for me, and I had to understand what I felt was good for me, what I said was good for me. Through living this intentional life, I can say that I am the happiest I have ever been in my whole life. And there is always learning moments in my life that sometimes are painful. But when I get through it, I can look back and say, man, I've had an amazing story, and I will continue to intentionally build that story that I want, that I authentically want to live. I hope you like this video, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.